and it's called Hex because I wanted something that would like kind of put you under a spell as far as like dancing.
Welcome to Heroic Sessions.
Pick up your keys, put on your coat. Don't wanna be late, really get in my go. Walk this line without slipping away.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the 20th episode of Heroic Sessions. This week, I get to chat with Ark Patrol, and we dive deep into the whole process of completing songs and productions, and how to do that in the most efficient way, especially when starting up. We also touch base on his latest releases and his upcoming EP, titled Hex. Exciting stuff. With Heroic, we're gearing up for Frugal's debut EP, Surreal Feels, coming out next Thursday, the 25th of February. Now, you can expect to hear the first single off the EP tomorrow, but if you're dying from anticipation and you can't wait, you can listen to it at the end of this mix. Boom, spoiler alert. As well as a few other of the tracks actually from the EP that will be spread out throughout this mix, so keep an eye out for that. Now, also want to give a shout out to the winners of the Mark My Words competition that we recently put out with Cymatics. First off, shout out Cymatics, killer job there. So congratulations to Eric Soto for first prize. Some fat future bass drops there. Screw Loose for second with a nice little deep house twist, and Pentlissel for third place, bringing back the funk. Love it. And of course, just want to give a major shout out to all the 275 of you that entered the contest. Meant a lot and was great to see all the overwhelming support. So thanks everybody for that. So enjoy the interview and the mix, of course, which, as always, is full of unreleased material. To name a few artists, some unreleased Soup Andreas, some Ark Patrol, some Frugal, and a few others in there. So take care. Make sure to tune in for next week's episode. Love you guys. Peace.
Sessions is made possible by Heroic Audio, our mixing and mastering division. Our engineers have mastered the releases that come out on Heroic, on Villain, but even on labels like Armada and Monster Cat. For free mixing advice, you could check out our website, or if you're a record label or artist releasing consistently, you should check out our mastering service on the site. We even have a subscription for reduced rates.
I'm falling down so low. Is this what I was meant to see? How was I to know? I don't know. Been fading for some time, but part of me is holding on, trying this all wrong. Still I try to believe it. Blinded by all the times you told me you were mine.
The Heroic Sessions.
I'll show you what it feels like. I'll show you what it feels like. Give me no reason. How are we still breathing? How are we still breathing? Been so alone and you're laying next to me. I guess some things can't be undone. And now you wonder why I seem so cold. You turn my heart halfway to stone. Yeah, we got this all wrong. Still I try to believe it. Blinded by all the times you told me you were mine. touch, your kiss, and make me feel. On a night like this, it feels right. Gladly I stand in your light, it sure feels right. When you make me feel. Touch, your kiss, and make me feel. On a night like this, it feels right. Gladly I stand in your light, it sure feels right. When you make me feel. Make me feel. Your love, your touch, your kiss, and make me feel. On a night like this, it feels right. Gladly I stand in your light, it sure feels right. When you make me feel.
Stabbing in your bones, you tell your mother. Siphon all the life inside away. Take it all to bedtime with another. There ain't no better place than yesterday. I don't wanna show you where to find it. The market's only good for one more try. Fall into the backdrift of your money. The winter of the words can't stay alive. capture and retrieval of everything you once knew to be yours. Stop and reassure yourself of evil and struggle to believe you're at my door. Streets of guns inside the hands of all your birds, and tyranny is often found within your words. Do you want me? Do you want me here at all? I'm bound to notice when your back's against the wall.
Heroic Sessions.
Why is it that we both get shut up when we know we should? Keep the fire burning for deep desire to be understood. Lurking, hurting on purpose, are we aiming to cut as deep as we can? No wonder the last time I ran, trying to get myself calm again. And here I am, back with the same pain. I try to land and get my thoughts together. Gasp of air to gain the upper hand. Goddamn. And I scram, now here's that real love, adrenaline rush that come through my abdomen. Instead of being calm, so we both can accept it. Put it in a perspective, it's like we're attracted to rejection. I mean, there's no way to be more subjective. Mind blown, completely erratic. And it's maddening, cause we both schemes, then a robber at it. And I can't bear taking this any longer, cause you're a fanatic, making me a fanatic. It's like I'm zoning on. I kept digging in, and you would never be listening. The foundation's built on fiction, contradictive, it's restrictive, admit it. As things shifted through the years, I've seen these parallels. We ain't going well, now everything's turned around as I'm on this Ferris wheel, Ferris wheel. I'm stuck on this Ferris wheel, and I can't stop this, and I can't stop it, and I can't stop it. Taking this any longer, cause you're a fanatic, making me a fanatic. what's left, now felt borderline. And all this time spending, dog, Cali stunt felt so right. You and I combined, we're one of a kind. I can't let it slide, let it slide. Giving up on me, we never tried. Without you by my side, dear, I would rather die.
Hey everybody, this week we got Ark Patrol on interview duty. What's up, Brandon? How was your weekend, man?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
How's life treating you?
Life's treating me great right now.
I like that. I like that. So what you been up to lately, man? Give us a little update.
Lately I've been just writing, like almost like a full-time job, like just every day trying to have something new and sampling all over the place, and I don't know, just trying to get a lot of stuff done. Yeah, really excited.
Exciting, man. So you just dropped your remix of Hoodlum 2 days ago. Tell us a bit about that. How did that come along?
Yeah, well, I think it was last year, maybe like August or so, I found this little two-piece duo from this little two-piece duo from Australia called Hoodlum, and it's this girl who sings and then this producer, and they're absolutely phenomenal. I really love their music. Anyway, I found this song called Firing Line, and I just kind of fell in love, and I was lucky enough to get my hands on stems for that, and well, couldn't help but remix it, and now we have something, and I'm really excited for these guys. I think they're going to be like up and comers in the next year. You know, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming from them to enjoy, but yeah,
For sure.
I love them.
I love that remix as well, man. Okay, and then coming up we have your EP, Hex. Run us through that. Run us through the concept, all the fine details.
Okay, well, Hex is basically your standard dance EP. I don't know how to put this, but basically, like,
Sure.
well, the reason I wrote it is because I had been playing quite a few shows of my own that were just like really fun, you know, a lot of dance music and big songs, and I was having a lot of fun, but I really wanted something of my own to drop at those shows, because up until that point a lot of my music was, you know, very slow and chilled out. And so I decided to write just a little EP that has just excitement in it, you know. So that's what Hex is. Just a couple of songs that are just fun to dance to, not too much depth, and just kind of straight up and honest with you.
Boom.
And yeah, and it's called Hex because I wanted something that would like kind of put you under a spell as far as like dancing. So that's what I needed.
I like that. I like that concept right there, man. Put you under a spell. Awesome. So tell us a bit about the collabs on that.
Okay. Well, it's got Veronica Red. I was able to get one more track in with her. She's actually going to be really busy for the next like year or so. So this is going to be the last time we'll see her for like a while. But hopefully after that, she's going on a missions trip to about 12 different countries over a year.
Damn.
So she's going to be moving around a lot. But hopefully after that, we'll see her again. And she's on the first track. And then on the third track, I was actually able to write with this singer named Josh Rubin. Really, really great singer and also a really great writer. He just kind of delivered on the song itself, just writing up stuff that really matches. Yeah. And he did a great job. So I'm really excited. Can't wait to show it to everybody.
Yeah, man. Josh is awesome. We got him on quite a few tracks coming up this year. Also on the Frugal EP, which we're dropping this month. So yeah, dude, Josh Rubin, awesome dude. Shout outs to you, bro. Shout outs to Josh. Cool, man. Okay, so this EP is a bit more banging, a bit more of the banger side of things. Should we be expecting more chill stuff coming up, or You think this year will be more of a banger year for Arky?
No, there's I don't know. There's a lot of chill stuff coming up as well. Like I think it's a great combination. The highs of a banger and the lows of just a chilled out song. And I kind of love the contrast, and I'm gonna try and capture the contrast between the two a lot in the next couple, I don't know, EPs or album that's gonna come out. I really love, going from just super loud and like absolutely banging to just like really mellow. And there's no way in hell I'd ever stop making chill stuff.
Sure. So, on that note, you mentioned EPs or albums. Any indicator there? Any big goals this year?
Yeah, I think. Well, there's a big, huge album that is like slated to release. Probably not by the end of this year. Probably like next year.
Right.
So I have this whole year to like take and work on it. So until then, it's gonna be a bunch of like singles and smaller releases. Maybe like another EP, a little bit bigger than Hex. But yeah, until then, I don't know. I think there's just gonna be a lot of writing this year, just to kind of prepare for that. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's jump into the juicy part of this interview. Question of the week. So we got a lot of questions from all of you. So shout outs to everyone who asked. Also on our socials and on Ark's. Love you guys. So this week, question was picked from Instagram from iammiles. So thanks, iammiles, for your awesome question. He asked, how often do you produce a successful track you actually want to put out there? Now, before you answer that, I think this is a very important question. Also for all producers out there who are struggling to A, put out music, and B, sort of find that balance of like, hey, is this good enough to release? Is this bad enough? Or when should I even release a track, and when should I consider it done? So I want us to cover all those points and sort of, get your thoughts on that and your feedback that you can give to upcomers as well. So let's start out with the question that I Am Miles asked.
Yeah. So how often do I produce something that I'm happy with or that like I'm proud of? Not really very often. Like it's maybe like once or twice a year. Like I have a song that I'm actually happy with. And it's totally subjective. Like depends on what you're making, depends on how hard it is to make what you're making, the genre too. It's different for everyone. And then I have just like retarded standards for myself, and they just get like every time I reach them, I just like make it a little bit higher so that I'm just kind of never reaching my goal, and I'm always trying. So that's, I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing, but that's kind of how I work, because I know that if I ever get like complacent with like how I sound, I don't know, I'll probably stop evolving at that point, and I'll just kind of be stagnant and just kind of be happy with myself, and I don't want to be happy with myself. So
interesting. So you feel like setting unrealistic standards for yourself motivates you. No, like, but you feel like that motivates you to do better or reach higher.
It does. It's like if you compare yourself to, like a huge song that you want to be like if this little kid is like listening to like Diplo and he's like, oh, I need to do that, like it would be stupid for him to just compare what he writes immediately to Diplo, but if over the course of a long time he starts, eventually raising his standards to match up with Diplo after like maybe a year or two, just like raises the standards by a little bit every time he writes a song, eventually he is going to be there, you know. So kind of the same deal, except I don't want to be like Diplo, but
yeah,
I know how it is.
Sure. So okay, say you're starting out, right? So let's look back at when you first released your first EP with us, Ambition. So how did that happen, right? So you're saying that you always put your standards higher, but like if you're just starting out, obviously you can't expect your first release to be like a great, banger, which is up to the standards of a Diplo, like you mentioned, or other artists.
Yeah.
So how did you in your mind, right? How did you sort of excuse that to yourself, and how would you suggest or encourage a new artist to go about that without sort of killing their flow? Because I think that is it's really easy to like sort of over expect yourself to deliver something amazing, and then never actually end up,
Yeah, it's tough to deliver when your mind, like when your head's in the clouds, and then you like put your headphones on and press play and realize that like you can't do it. It's tough. First off, if you're dreaming that big, you're already in a good spot, in my opinion. Like most people are really realistic, I feel, and they I can't speak for everyone, but a lot of producers I talk to or that I get questions from, they don't really see themselves hitting that high ceiling of music, and they seem a little bit lost, like they don't know how they're going to get there, and they want like answers as to what to do. But basically, if you just don't give up, I mean, that's a really simple way of saying it, but if you just keep making music, like, and if you're honest with yourself every time, and if you show your music to people who care about you, you're gonna get feedback, you're gonna get better, you're gonna just grow. And what's most important is that you don't quit, because if you quit, then the chance of you getting to where you want to be drops to absolutely zero. But as long as you're not quitting, it's above zero. So just you have to keep going no matter what. That's all I can say.
Of course. But okay, so translating that into, say, like real life or uploading, right? So is your suggestion, let's say that, keep uploading tracks on, let's say, SoundCloud until you hit that point where, you're getting the feedback, you're getting the attention, and you're starting to feel like you're growing, and you've hit that point where your productions are like good enough to be compared to bigger artists?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, but then let's go back to that train of thought, right, where you want to be better. How do you, as an artist, sort of excuse that to yourself? Like, how do you excuse the fact to say to yourself personally, like, hey, I uploaded this track, but I don't think it's like 100%. I'm not 100% happy with it. I think I could do better. Like, in your head, like, what is that thought process where you're like, okay, I'm gonna push this, but I'm fine with it, but at the same time, I'm not fine with it because I feel I could do better?
It's a tough call. For me, personally, I will usually, if I have a song that has like enough stuff where I would want to show it to everyone, I usually just have to kind of concede that, like, oh, I'm not perfect, and that it's better for me to show something that's not perfect, and I tried my hardest, rather than just throw it away. Because those are like the two extremes for me. So like I basically tell myself, like, you tried your best, and it's more unproductive for you to dwell on the song than it is for you to keep trying on the song. Like you're wasting more time by trying to get the most out of that song than by just moving on. So at some point, you're just wasting your time. So if you're starting to waste your time, don't like just finish up and then move on.
Yeah, sure. That's a good point. Okay, but before we move to my question on that point, like, when do you think that when do you think that point, when do you think an artist hits that point where they're just wasting their time at that point, right? Because it's so easy to get caught up and become super perfectionist and be like, oh, I'm going to spend 1 or 2 years on one track, right? But then obviously at some point you're wasting your time. But when do you feel like you hit that point?
I would say after there are a couple of points, like when you meet up with a song again. Like usually, at least for me, like I'll write a song, the initial idea, and then depending on like my time, sometimes I'll have time to finish it that night. Sometimes I won't have time, or I have to go to bed, and then I end up finishing it a week later or a month later. But whenever I do like meet up with it again, I usually try and finish it right then and there. And if it comes to maybe like 4 or 5 times that I've just opened that song in Ableton and tried to deal with it, and I haven't been able to, and like I've gone outside and like taken a walk and like, you know, trying to hum some melodies and work it out, and it's just not really coming together. Usually like by the 5th or 6th time, it's like pretty apparent that it's not really working out, and that I should, you know, put it aside, or at least like break up the song and use it for another song, which is also a good way of using what you wrote.
Sure. And okay. And how about when you first started? Because obviously when you're starting out, like your skills are quite limited. So let's say you need more time, I would assume, to write a song, say in like the first few months that you're producing. So where's that threshold there?
For when you're first starting, you really have to like kind of live in the clouds. You have to have like a suspensive disbelief, where you just, everything's amazing. Like, you know, you're exciting, you're becoming a producer, and you still have to be caught up in the magic of production, because if you're like super honest with yourself to the point where like, you know, you're like harsh, you might kill your excitement, and that's one of the most important things when you're starting out. So I would say like you can be pretty easy on yourself when you're first starting, and just kind of like, you don't have to release the best stuff, you just have to get into the habit of releasing things that you like, you know. So, and then it's kind of a bell curve, like as you're starting it'll be easy, and then as you move forward you'll get more and more specific with things you like and things you don't like. Sorry, I hope I'm not rambling. I'm like
no.
Trying to find the answer, but yeah. I think that's more or less.
So do you think being sort of overly fertile in the beginning is a good move?
As in like just making a bunch of tracks, or
not having a bunch of kids. overly fertile with music.
Definitely. It's always good to be overly fertile, because I mean we live in an age where everything is saved, everything is, you know, stored on a hard drive. You don't have to remember it all. You can just come back to it. So if you sow a lot of seeds, like so to speak, in music, you know, the more you have, the more options you can come back to when, you know, it's time to really deliver on what you started writing.
Sure.
And you know, the more you have, the higher chance you have of something good.
So you personally, do you usually work with deadlines? So do you say like this month I'm going to complete 2 or 3 tracks, or is it just sort of naturally flowing? Hey, this week I wrote 10 tracks, and this week I wrote 5 tracks, and then sort of take it from there.
Yeah, I'm still figuring that out. Sometimes, I don't know. It's definitely like, I try to keep my vision to like from day to day. So like, what am I going to do today? Like if I start a song, well, first off, I never stop myself from writing a new song, because I've had it before where like I've been busy trying to work on something else, and I had an idea for a song, and I just like, all right, I'll remember that and I'll do it later, and then I just forget later, or I just never get around to doing it again. So now, like, no matter what I'm doing, like, even if I'm talking with a friend, or if like I'm eating dinner, or if I'm playing a game, or if I'm outside, I'll run back into the house and just like write down a song.
Right.
And then usually, like, now I've been forcing myself to try and like finish the song that same day, just to like get everything out of the way. That way, like, you're more productive and you don't have to come back to it later on and be like, well, what was I thinking? Why did I write this? You can have a complete train of thought. And so to that end, just the productivity rises a lot in a way that I didn't really intend. So there's just a lot of songs that are way more, finished now. And they're like, they might sound emptier because I just did them, real quick. So I'm trying a lot of different stuff, but that's what I'm trying right now. So hopefully it works out.
Sure. Have you found like a pattern of what's like, I guess, a bit more effective in your case, or still figuring that as well?
Yeah, it's working so far. It seems to be pretty effective compared to what I was doing before, which was more like just have a bunch of unfinished songs and then like when it comes down to it, like when someone else sets a deadline for me, then I can finish it.
Right.
But now I'm trying to be like more proactive about it. Yeah.
Right. So okay. So then, do you think putting, like you sort of mentioned, like you don't want to stop yourself from writing a new song if you're inspired? Have you found that sort of hindering like focus and being able to meet the deadlines, or has that helped because in turn you're stimulating your brain?
It's stimulating. It's definitely stimulating. If there's ever a point where like I feel that I'm not stimulated and I need to like I need to reset somehow or just kind of have a refresher, I can always step outside, can just like pass out, take a nap, or talk to friends, or do something like that. Anything away from music, and then come back in an hour or something when I have like a refreshed perspective.
Yeah.
And I think actually learning what you need in that department is really important. I think everyone has kind of like something different that will help them to like reset, but it's really important to know how to do that for yourself, because sometimes you just need to, it's like crunch time and you got to get the work done.
Yeah.
But you're not in the zone. So learning how to get in the zone is like super important for you.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And let's quickly tackle that point. So what do you do when you're not in the zone? Like you have a full day free and you want to produce, but you're just not inspired that day. How do you best utilize your time?
It depends, man. Like for me, I will usually stare at the computer for maybe like half an hour, then realize that I'm not like I'm not feeling it. I'm not like humming. I'm not like singing. I'm not even like beatboxing or anything like that. I'm just kind of like stagnant. So like at that point, I'll just like recognize that I'm not in the zone. Like turn off the computer, get up, go outside, or like go eat breakfast, or like go get coffee. Or I'll go take a shower, and then like sing in the shower. Like that's always been a thing for me. Just like, just get to a place where you can just have fun and like not really care about it, or like go outside and run or go to the gym. Any of those work for me, and then if by the time you're done, after an hour or a couple hours or whatever, you're back, and you're kind of feeling it, then it's perfect. And you can go back and then you just ride the wave out of everything you want to write. You stay at the computer until you're done. And by the time you're done, usually you have something nice to show for your time. And if you don't, that's okay. Like I've been learning this a lot, is just like kind of being nice to yourself and not being so harsh. Like I've always basically just been really harsh on myself whenever like I don't have success. Yeah, it's like, oh, what are you doing? You're wasting your time. But it's okay. Like no one's perfect. And just what's most important is that you're able to come back every day, whether or not you succeed. Like you're just able to come back and give it another shot like every single day. So,
yeah, that's good advice, man. Solid. Okay, let's round this whole questionnaire off. Okay, what would you say is the ratio between unfinished work in progresses and final releasable material?
Pretty big. It's probably for me it's probably like a 1/3 ratio. So like a third of everything I write makes it out into the wilderness, and the rest of it just kind of is in the vault.
And do you find the unfinished tracks add any value in the broadest sense?
Yeah, they do. They're like unfinished tracks they might actually be the most important, because I think a lot of the ideas from unfinished tracks will keep multiplying into other tracks, because usually unfinished tracks have like really great elements, like things that you love about them that you just cannot figure out how to work with them. And so for me, those ideas will end up leaking into songs that are released over and over again. So the unfinished tracks become generators for even more content than if they had just been released. Because if they were released, I couldn't just copy whatever I wrote on that song. You know, I would have to move on. But since it's not released, I can keep generating from it and work with it like that.
Awesome. Solid, man. Okay, so let's round this whole thing off. Hex EP coming out 10th of March. Everybody check it out when it comes out. Woo! Any final words from Ark Patrol?
Thanks for listening, guys. Yeah.
Keep it humble. I like it. Cool, man. Awesome having you. And we're all excited to see this new EP come out, bro.
Sweet. Thanks for having me.
So my crew walked in looking super duper vicious, dressed in all black, everything we do malicious. Walk with such a rhythm, all you gotta do is listen. All the girls past tens looking super futuristic. So we made way to the bar, tender pulling strings all night, guitar, Fender. Ordered up a dozen, tell them put it on a tab. When the party shut down, gotta throw me in a cab. I headed to the bathroom, if I could find it. Shit, I was standing where the end of the line is. Over club music, I could hear my bladder crying. About to pull my phone out to forget about the crisis. Then a shorty walked across and bumped it out my hand. She was like, oh my god, I was like, goddamn. Then I went into the matrix, but couldn't save it. She was like, let me help. I was like, what's your name is? When the party shut down, gotta throw me in a cab. When the party shut down, down. When the party shut down, gotta throw me in a cab. When the party shut down. She was like, hi, I'm Teresa. I was like, hi, I'm nice to meet you. Just forgot my name, wow, do you want some pizza? She was like, sure, I guess that I could treat you. First, I gotta get my purse. I left it with my friends. I could introduce you and you could bring your boy band. I was like, oh damn, you really had to say that. Trying to hurt my feelings cause the Civic ain't a Maybach. Then she left and headed to her friends. So I ran to my niggas, told them I just scored a 10. They was like, oh man, she a Beamer or a Benz. I was like, Bugatti, and she came here with friends. Let's go. So we headed over there, looking hella icy. Every piece of jewelry was faker than my ID. We exchanged names and got familiar. Teresa took my hand and said we're heading to the Pizza Hut. Gotta throw me in a cab when the party shut down. When the party shut down, gotta throw me in a cab when the party shut down. 7 minutes from the hut and my guard was low. We just making small talk cause we walked this road. I was feeling rather odd as my conscience froze. Teresa's palms got sweaty, she kept drawing close. Then my phone rang, interrupted the convo. My homeboy called, I'm like, what's going on, yo? He's breathing hella hard, my brother, where you at? We just had to run a mile from those gun-slinging cats. I'm like, hold up, what you mean, my nigga? They robbed us blind, couple G's, my nigga. Yes, I'm talking about the girls with teeth, whatever it's. I don't even think the girls, I felt a D, my nigga. Then I turned to my left, made eye contact with the barrel of a Glock 19, all black. Heard the words, wallet, iPhone, cash. I'm like, damn. Then it all went black, word up.
From this pedestal you
You're asking me to go again, but I've been stuck here in my head. Now I'm rolling on, and we're barely holding on. I'm trying not to cross the line. Gets harder after every time. I'm saving this part of me. I'm saving a part of you. Oh. Can't get away, never get away. Wanna get away, wanna fade away. Can't get away, never get away. Wanna get away, wanna fade away. I'm petrified of what you mean to me. It's hard controlling something I can't see. Too many ways it could go wrong. This is not where I belong, but you keep wanting me to stay. Whoa, it's pulling me down, and my mind's been playing games, lost in what I found. Will I crumble when you take it all away? Will it make my heart bleed slow? Can't get away, never get away. Wanna get away, wanna fade away. Can't get away, never get away. Wanna get away, wanna fade away. Will I crumble when you take it all away? Will I crumble when you take it